Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Nicole, Content and Community Executive at Finance Magnates. I'm super excited for this session today. What's exciting? ForexLive has officially rebranded to InvestingLive, a big move for one of the most trusted names in market news. The change reflects how much the platform has grown, now covering not just Forex, but also stocks, crypto, commodities, and long-term investing. Today, I'm joined by Adam Button, who's been leading the ForexLive team for almost over a decade. We'll be talking about the rebrand, what it means for the ForexLive audience, and what's coming next for Investing Live. Hi, Adam. Welcome.
Well, yeah, it's good to be here. I've got my old ForexLive mug. I don't know if I'll still be using that here forever, but it's been good to me. It's been a good time. It's actually well above a decade now. Time is flying now. I think this August will be 17 years of ForexLive. So we're a teenager still, almost an adult, and time to become a little bit more grown up and expand what we're doing and hopefully to grow into something much bigger.
That's amazing. That's a very long journey. It must be really, really stressful to be going through this big change after all that time.
Well, it's a big change, but we've written so much. I mean, stressful every day in the market is us writing 20, 30 articles. All the main authors at Forex Live are well into over 100,000, sometimes 200,000 posts on Forex Live, which is just an insane number to think about and to look back on. But it's a wonderful time for us. We enjoy doing it, and we're excited to expand and grow.
Yeah, definitely exciting and super impressive. How about we jump into some questions? Uh, First off, talking about how many years you've been part of Forex Live. Well, Forex Live has built a really strong reputation over the years. Well, what made now the right time to rebrand?
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, the consistency has been Forex Live's hallmark. I mean, we've had the same voices for over a decade, consistent coverage with a strong, experienced voice to tell people what's happening in the market and why in very fast fashion. The rebrand is really more of a reflection of what we're already doing. We write about different markets, crypto, oil, stocks, increasingly macro. It all ties back into the same macro themes, and in a way, we haven't really been just Forex Live for a long time. We've been covering these things, and we just want our name to reflect what we're already doing, and to give people an idea who maybe aren't familiar with Forex Live that they can get that same kind of coverage, because we look around markets for, people want to know why shares of Microsoft are moving or what's moving the whole market, and they don't know where to turn. It's actually getting harder to find things on the internet, and we hope some of those people will tune into what we're doing and grow accustomed to that fast, actionable, and really insightful commentary that just tells people what's happening without a lot of excess fluff, and lets them trade in the market, gives them really what they need to know in a smart way.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's a great move moving forward, especially just as you said, there's a lot of crowded information everywhere, and you don't really like know where to look. Um, the name Investing Live, what does that say about where the brand is headed in general?
Yeah, well, listen, we want to help people invest and grow the money that they have. I love the word investing because it represents both the time that you're spending in it and growing it in a classic sort of sense. A lot of what we do is trading as well. It's trading live, but we like to think of that information compounds over time at Investing Live, and will compound your account in the same way as you grow that experience and that knowledge. So and of course, the bigger thing is it covers a wide range of markets, and it lets us touch and even dive more deeply into a lot of the things that we're passionate about outside of Forex. And don't get me wrong, we're not dropping Forex coverage at all. It's our passion, it's what we do, but it's really that bigger global macro opportunity set that comes with being engaged in markets and lets us a little more freely and deeply dive into whatever we think is a great opportunity right now, that people can take advantage of.
Great, that's great. You guys have really wide audience, regular readers who log in every day, check your articles. For those people, will anything change in how you deliver news and analysis?
Yeah, if anything, we're hoping to do it faster. I mean, we're investing in technology here to deliver. We're in a business in financial markets that it operates on sub-second margins. If you can get that information a little bit quicker, a little bit cleaner, a little bit faster. So in terms of what we're writing and what we're doing and the style, nothing's changing. We just want to do it better. If anything, we feel our style, our old design, needs to be reflected, needs to be updated every once in a while. And we've done that a number of times in the past. There's always a pushback. Traders like things exactly the way they were. They don't like to change like the shade of the hue of the chart on their screen, and they want everything exactly where it is. And I understand that, but over time, as a business, we have to evolve and make things better. And we trust that people will recognize with some small growing pains that this is going to be a better format and that the same information is there and accessible and more powerful, if anything, than ever.
Yeah, of course, people responding to change is something that happens in different aspects and different matters, but I think this is a great step moving forward. Changing won't only happen to Forex Live turning Investing Live. Do you think the audience has also changed throughout the years?
Yeah, it's a good question. We have such a hardcore professional audience that they obviously change. I mean, there's 17 years, there's going to be some turnover in what people are doing in their careers. I think markets change more than anything. A meme stock didn't exist, 10 years ago. A lot of, and markets always changing its focus. I mean, inflation reports didn't matter for over 10 years. And then suddenly it was the market mover, and we've always changed with that. Our audience has changed with that, and that's the great thing about our audience is that these are people who understand that markets change. They need to change. They need to update their views. I mean, politics has changed. How much is that? I mean, the president tweeting didn't ever matter. It didn't exist really. Aside from, like when we were starting, I guess it was Obama then saying Happy 4th of July would be about all you'd see. And now it's something you need to constantly monitor. So, the audience, I think that we have understands that you need to be dialed into markets and you need to be flexible. And you need to think in not just sort of lateral basic ways, and good and bad, but what the market's expecting, how it's evolving, and even how the views of the people in markets have shifted. So it's always changing, and we're glad to be along for the ride because we really enjoy doing it.
Great. Let's jump on to the next question. I think we touched on this a little bit earlier, but one thing that Forex Live has always been known for is speed and clarity. As you broaden your coverage, how do you make sure you keep that edge?
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of power and speed in markets right now, and some people still don't see it in a lot of markets. When I started out, you could get something like non-farm payrolls and just live trade it better than expected, worse than expected. And I remember sitting beside a guy who was making like 100 grand a day, just trading news like that. And then the algos took over, right? And you couldn't do it anymore. And the obvious ways to make money with speed sort of started to disappear, but there is still a lot of that. One that we can touch on and we'll do more of is like M&A, so mergers and acquisitions. The market doesn't always get that right. A lot of what's coming out of the president, for instance, is it can be misinterpreted or garbled by the algos. And then in terms of news, sort of deeper down in a lot of the economic data we cover are the things that really move the market. The headline in the jobs report might be strong, but details within it might tell a different tale. And that's the sort of speed and analysis that we think adds a lot of value. And yeah, macro, it's more well understood there. But if you take it down to individual stock names, if you take it into some commodity markets, if you take it into different places, there's still an edge there in markets that's waiting to be discovered from a lot of traders. And that's what we're hoping to do. And I'm excited about wading more into some of those categories and doing some of those things.
Could you tap into what you're looking forward to most?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of working with new technology, integrating technology. We're going to have things on Investing Live that let us deliver some headlines just quicker, and in the even shorter format, like kind of an old-fashioned tweet, 120 characters, and just getting things out to people like that. Well, sort of diving deeper into what's beneath the headlines, and not sort of to mixing those two flows, which aren't, a lot of people just look at the headline feed and there's some noise in there. And we're trying to, yeah, keep the noise. I liken it sometimes to a puzzle, a market, 1,000-piece puzzle. It might be like a landscape, and one piece of the puzzle is just a bit of a dark cloud. And yeah, you want to know how big that cloud is on the horizon, but every teeny little piece of the puzzle doesn't always add that much. And then explaining what this puzzle piece is just a fractionally bit more dark or gray, it doesn't sort of complete the picture in a way that is accessible to a lot of traders. So we're trying to sort of broaden that picture out, but keep all those pieces in a place that's viewable on the site without dragging people into too much detail like that. So I think that's a way to reach people in a way that will actually help them trade and have a site that does what they like from Forex Live now, especially the hardcore users, getting that news out there, but also actually cleaning it up, compressing it, and allowing us a little more time to invest in sort of insightful commentary that we really like to do. So that's sort of the biggest change that I'm most excited about. And just design, making it a little more beautiful. I'm on a big kick right now and making the world a little bit more beautiful. And we think it's a nice looking website. Whereas I felt our old branding was getting a little stale anyway. So the designers have done a beautiful job, and we're hoping to wade into that and sort of add to that with the images we use and charts and other things like that, just to make it very visually impactful and clearer than ever, and a tad bit more beautiful as well. So that should be something exciting to look forward to.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It sounds like it's a time saver as well, what you just mentioned, for traders, and the website colors, it's more beautiful, more fun.
Well, that's
Definitely
listen. It's a very difficult business to trade and make money, and we're deep, deep, deep into it, and we're super hardcore. And I don't know if the design language, as they call it now at Forex Live, always sort of represented that. And we hope this does a little bit more, or at least gives it that technical edge that can let people make more, make better decisions, at least in markets, because ultimately it's decision making, and you need to make decisions fast and have really good information there. And I just think it does it better than ever. So it's going to be a great rebrand. It's going to be a great time at Forex Live, at
great.
Investing Live. Now I got to get used to saying it. So hope maybe I'll even have some new mugs soon.
Hopefully, different colors as well.
Yeah.
Um, let's go for our final question, Adam. What's next for Investing Live?
Yeah,
Is this
listen, I can't. I
sorry.
can't yeah, it is. It's an expansion. It's going to be. It's not necessarily a big shift. If you like the tone and you like what we're doing at Forex Live, it's more of Forex Live should be Investing Live, or it's just a growth of it in ways that we think serve just a bigger audience and serve the audience we have better. So we can't reveal everything that we're doing. We have some more exciting things coming on the technology side. We're hoping to expand coverage in ways that makes it even better. We're really adding a lot of the personal touch as well. There's so much discussion right now about AI in markets. Investing in AI has been just the best trade of the last number of years. But People also want that human interaction. And I think in terms of content right now, we're getting inundated with content you can't trust, message boards online, Twitter. I think a lot of times people think they're talking to real people and it's bots. And I think at Forex Live, they can trust that they're dealing with traders who've spent decades on trading floors, who know how it works, rather than some large language model that's spitting out what it thinks you want to hear. And I think that's going to be more valuable than ever. And I trust that our audience wants that, and we're here to continue to deliver that.
Thank you, Adam.
It was a wonderful talking with you, and lots to look forward to.